Well, hey, y'all. It's Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's another day. Let me see what my calendar says for this morning. Ooh, don't be bothering stuff over there. Bothering stuff over by the wires and the computer get all hanky. Good morning, y'all. Hey, everybody. Going to see what the calendar has to say for this morning. Let me fix this chart so that it looks so y'all can see what the price action is doing this here, Merton. This is SPX 500. Looks like it's at 68.65. You know, we got some data that just came out at 8:30, and it looks like it's causing a bit of a ruckus this morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey. It's Friday morning. Let me see who just came on. Do I say good morning to? Ooh, got a new name. Eysterful. Good morning. Moon Crab, which I believe is Ward. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Let me paste that. Yep. I'm live. I'm live on YouTube. In case you were wondering, anybody who's out in social media land, I'm live on YouTube. Yes, I'm is. I'm live on Facebook. Yes, I'm is. I'm live on YouTube. Let me type in a message /@ educator to trader live on YouTube. Yep, that's where I am. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Y'all got time to come on in? Today, December 5th, this is my calendar. My calendar I look at is a Believe Bigger calendar. I'm not sure if y'all can see. Let me go to the page so I can see what y'all see. I'm going to make it bigger so we're not looking at the calendar. Y'all see, the chart. It's called Believe Bigger. There we go. Y'all can see it. Believing Bigger. It's by Tarsha Camel. I think it's Tarsha. Nope. Marshawn Evans Daniels. Got to get my people together. Marshawn Evans Daniels. I'm not sure if y'all can see it. She did a whole book. She did a journal and all the things Believing Bigger. I think this even showed up on what's that show where they sell you stuff all day long? QVC. I think she showed up on QVC with this whole set of things. Believing Bigger. And it's it's really good. So anyway, my calendar, I flip it every day. December the 5th says, you're right where you're supposed to be for God's next big move. That's what December the 5th says. Can y'all see that? Yep. You're right where you're supposed to be for God's next big move. Are you right where you're supposed to be for God's next big move? Are you resisting God's next big move? Are you acting fearful about God's next big move? Are you resisting the next step that God wants to make in your life? I was watching the Cat Williams podcast with Michelle Obama and her brother. I think his name is Craig. I was watching their podcast this morning, which was really good. I am a fan of Cat Williams. I just think he's such an intelligent man, even though he, is a comic and all that. Because he's a comic, because he, to me, is super funny. But he was talking about all the things. Anyway, one person at the end of the podcast sent in a message that asked a question about, she wanted to make a move and was asking, should she make the move? And she was a little fearful, but she wanted to get out of her hometown and yada, yada, yada. And Cat Williams' response to her was, oh my goodness. I'm going to go and tell you exactly what I got out of what his answer was. And his answer was, and if you follow me on social media, my Facebook, you probably saw it. But his response was, don't dodge the fear. It's necessary. And it's there to make sure you don't take the opportunity for granted. And the fear is useful. It's like to keep it, the fear is useful to keep you from staying stuck and looking back later and still being in the same spot. But the fear is useful. It keeps you from taking your opportunity for granted. And I was like, wow, it was impactful to me just because of where we currently are, and Craig Robinson, thank you so much. As I step into this next thing, as we add copy trading to what we're doing here, there's been some fear for me. I've had to, just being very transparent, there's been a step of fear for me because I've been able to keep things in a bubble, and every time I do something, it kind of exposes it to a bigger audience. But then as we step into the next thing, it's like, okay, there's more people that are being impacted by this. And but God has let me know along the way that this is something that He has ordained. I'm not orchestrating any of these next move. I'm not going about searching and saying, put me on, put me in, coach. That's not what I've been doing. That's not what I've been doing. So and because of that, because I'm not trying to put myself into the game from that standpoint. I don't necessarily have to worry about setting myself up for failure because I'm not the one who's running around trying to seek opportunities for myself. Right. I've moved as I've been told to move, and here we are. So, but that doesn't mean that there's not some fear and some anxiety that goes along with it. I want to make sure that I don't let anybody down. I don't want anybody to feel like we following her and we losing money. I don't want that for anybody. I don't want that for me. Okay, forget y'all. Not forget y'all, but I'm thinking about y'all. I don't want that for me. Okay, I don't want that for any of us. I don't want that for any of us. But it's an opportunity. But the fear, according to what Cat Williams says, which was just made it real for me, is to let me know that the fear is good thing to have there to let me to help keep reminding me that we don't take this opportunity for granted, and that we're not going to let these moments that come available to us to have us miss the moment because of fear. Right? There are people who have not signed up for copy trading yet. And the other thing you need to do to sign up for copy trading is literally open a brokerage account and connect it. Pay for it and connect it. What's the fear? Could we lose money? Potentially, but shoot, I mean, you can pay $100. You think I'm gonna lose all your money for a month? I mean, I hope you don't think I'm gonna lose all your money for a month. If you think I'm gonna lose all your money for a month, you really shouldn't be even considering talking to me or listening to me. First of all, I'm not trying to lose my money for a month. Okay, because I'm really trading my money, not yours. I'm trading mine. So what's the worst that could happen? We could break even, right? You could break even. You pay $100. Even if I make you $100, you broke even. But if you make an extra 100 or an extra 200, you aren't doing anything for the money. You literally are sitting and watching. This is literally the passive profits. People are like, well, what about it's passive. What other passive income opportunities are there? And there are very few, because most passive opportunities are active first. There are very few opportunities that are straight out passive, where there's nothing for you to do. Most of them are active first, and then they become passive. In this case, the only active thing you got to do is open up the account and put money in it. That's the only thing you need to do as far as the activity piece. And then you're after that, you just letting it happen every day. Right? I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen because we're here. I'm gonna talk, charts in a minute. I'm gonna talk about the charts here in a minute and take us to where we need to be. But at this point, we start next Friday. We're starting next Friday. We're starting next Friday. And I didn't realize that the 12th, I determined that we were going to start on the 12th. I didn't realize that the 12th was a Friday. I don't know how I completely missed that the 12th was a Friday. I don't know how I missed that. No, today isn't the last day for special pricing. You cannot get $100 anymore. That day is over. that passed. Okay. There is no special pricing. I need to take that note off because it is not special pricing anymore. It is definitely up to regular price. Okay. Copy trading. Let me change that slide right away, because there is no more special pricing. That ended on Monday. We are up to full price at this point. So I need to edit. I'm editing on the fly because there is no more special pricing. But for copy trading, let me remove I need to take it out the screen and then remove from the studio and then put it back. But anyway, I'm going to give you the link. Well, the link is actually running, I think, at the bottom. But copy trading is literally where you're going to connect your account. Well, first of all, you're going to sign up for the subscription on Peakbot. You're going to sign up. Peakbot is the company that is running the copy trading. I am just the lead trader. I'm the lead trader, and Peakbot is running the subscriptions. They're running the customer service. They're running all the stuff is through Peakbot. Arlissa is not running all of that because that's a level of that's going to take focus off of me just being able to trade. If I got to manage all those other minute details, that's something that they have a whole company for that. Okay, that's really what I'm saying with that. They got a whole company to manage that, and that is not what I do, but that is what they do. All right. So Peakbot is managing all of that. You sign up for the subscription with Peakbot, and then you open up your account on Tradier. Some people already have had Tradier accounts. You open your account with Tradier, put your money in it, and then you connect Tradier and Peakbot together. That's all you do, but you need to get doing it because we're starting on Friday. We're starting next Friday. This time next week, we're going live. And every day we have a Telegram group. I have a Telegram group of the people who are copy trading. So people are there. They're able to communicate with each other. They got questions. They're able to ask each other about it and everything. And I'm there to help assist if people are getting stuck along the way. Make sure you get the right things in your account because you need to make sure that you get your account opened properly. And if you're somebody who's already in copy trading and your account is open or you don't have all the rights, please make sure that you're checking my emails because I've sent emails out to the people who are copy trading, and you're joining that Telegram group because that's where you're getting all the communication. If you're not getting the emails from me, you need to reach out to me to make sure that you're getting my emails because I'm giving guidance on how to make sure that you get the right account and that you get all the steps done. So that way, when the 12th comes, you're ready. I want to make sure everybody is ready to go on the 12th. So I don't want nobody on the 12th talking about, my trade didn't feel, I did that in the third, because, people will be whining and complaining thinking it's somebody else's fault when really it will come down to something you didn't do. And we will have sent all the communications. Okay. And it's a bunch of people. I mean, at this point, we're talking about almost 200 people. So you're not a sole person. We've got lots of folks who are in this pipeline. So we're gonna care about you on Friday, but you're gonna be one of many on Friday. So let's get yourself situated between now and Friday. We don't want to be working you on Friday. Well, let's work you before Friday. Okay. So if you are copy trading, make sure you're checking your email and make sure that you've gotten the link to join the Telegram group. So that way we can work all that together. Okay. If you haven't signed up yet, now is a good time to go ahead and get yourself in line. So that way you can join us and be in the flow with everybody else. There are people who are in copy trading who are regular traders who trade all the time, but they're also copy trading because they're just adding it. It's passive profits. Passive profits. It's just money that's going to continue to add onto what you're already doing. There's some people who are learning how to trade, who are doing copy trading while they learn. Okay. Yes, that's a good thing too. They're passively earning while they're learning. Good thing too. There's some people who are like, I'm not ready to learn. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the interest. I don't have the time. Yep. I just want to earn the passive profits. And that's fine too. We're copy trading with those people. Some people they don't have a clue, nothing about no brokerage. They never had one. I was on the phone with my cousin yesterday. She's like, Lissa, I've never had any of this. Walk me through it. And I'm walking her through getting her account open, getting all her money funded, all the things. She doesn't have anything to do with trading, but she's like, I'm not trying to miss out. Exactly. She has watched me all these years do this and make money. And she's like, okay, now I can do it and don't have to learn nothing. Count me in. Put me in, coach. So come on. You got the link there. If you're coming, come on. All right. Come on. All righty. Let's move on to what we're supposed to be doing today, which is I may swing back around to copy trading again, and I may not. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but let's move on. The chart is showing this morning's data did not absorb too well into SPX. It didn't absorb too well. It didn't absorb too well. Y'all see that? Let's get us a bigger chart so we can see a little bit better. 68.51 is where SPX is right now. The data came out at 8:30. This is a 5-minute chart we're on. This is SPX 500 that we can see. And the market fell off from 68.70. It's only fallen about 20 points. It's not a big fall off. It just feels big because you see these, red candles in a row at this point. But it fell from 68.70. Where did SPX close yesterday? SPX closed yesterday at 68.57. So really it's like right around where it closed yesterday. It's not like it is any further away from where it was when it closed yesterday. All right. Okay. If anybody's got questions though about copy trading, I'm gonna swing back there real quick. Then send me a message. Just text me, email me, not text me because mostly I don't have my number, but send me an inbox or send me an email or something. If you got more questions, just ask. Okay. There's no dumb questions here. If you really want to know, we're talking about your money. So if you want to know some more stuff, if it's not clear to you, I put a Q&A video out there. If you need some more information, just ask for it. Okay. We can get you taken care of. All righty. Okay. So, but this is where SPX was yesterday at 68.57. Looks like it's currently at 68.50. So it's not even really much further away than it was when it closed yesterday. It's like right in the same area that it was when it closed yesterday. All right. Let's go see what's going on this morning. The VIX is at 1584. The VIX is at 1584. I guess I could talk about what happened yesterday in SPX. Let's go do that first. Let's go back to that. Let's see what happened in SPX yesterday. Now, yesterday I was teaching. My students are taking their final exams tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. They're doing final exams next week. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. They're doing their final exams next week. So the last 2 days, I've really been like really pushing hard to get them prepped for their final exam. Like their last review was Wednesday and Thursday of my 4 classes, 2 on Wednesday and 2 on Thursday. So I had to dial in because the amount of material I had to cover it in an hour and 15 minutes, but the test is like an hour and 50 minutes. So I had to cover a big amount of material in a smaller amount of time. So I had to ride, boy. It was like, there was no downtime. Usually I can teach a little bit and say, okay, you work one. And while they're working the problems, I can go look at my chart and do other stuff. But yesterday I was wham, 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 wham. Keep writing. If you're struggling, ask a question, but I need to keep going. So I had no downtime. But you see that during the day, really, this was another one of the days. I think it was like Wednesday or Tuesday, just a consolidation day. The price didn't go up any higher than 68.60, and it didn't go down any lower than 68.20, and really not even really any lower. It didn't close any lower than 68.34. So all in this morning time, I was teaching all of this right here, focused, and I had my chart on my phone, so I could still kind of see where price was going. There was no breakout. Opening range, if I was to set opening range was, and I usually do the 30-minute opening range is how I usually work it. Opening range was here, and price stayed inside of that opening range all day almost, right? It ended up closing still inside of it. It bounced out of the opening range just a little bit. But if you looked at a 30-minute opening range, it stayed in there like the whole day. It bounced out a little bit down here, kind of got some people thinking it was time to get in puts, and some people did. Folks jumped in puts only to get their money snatched, right? Even if you did a 15-minute opening range, you still would have seen that price would have dropped out of that opening range, but it didn't stay. It dropped out and stayed out a little bit and then went right back into it if you were doing opening range. I'm not a fan of the 15-minute because I think it can give false signals. 30-minute to me gives you a little more surety on the signals. You got to be more patient with it. But because we're sellers, we can't do false signals. We need our money to ride the majority of the day. So a false signal doesn't work for us. I need it to be unless you're sure it's going to be a good momentum or a trend. But if it's just going to bounce out and bounce back in, yeah. But a call credit spread up here, when it went out of the bottom side, call credit spread above here would have worked all day long. If price never went back above 68, 65, 66, it never even went above 68, 60. So that would have been fine actually, right? So but the price stayed inside the zone, stayed inside the opening range all day long, almost all day. And then it bounced out for a minute. I said, when it got down here to this tweezers, this little spot down here, and recovered, when it made this little tweezer form down here, I don't want to make that, I don't want that to be dotted. I want that to be solid. When it made that little color, I'm making another color so you can see what I'm talking about. This black line down here, when it made this recovery here, this is where I put us into a put credit spread. That's where I made the alert for our community for a put credit spread, and it did its thing for the rest of the day. It got a little nervous here when the price dropped back down right to it, 68.36. I put us in 25.30. And we went on. That was the only trade I called out yesterday. And we don't necessarily need a bunch of trades. Sometimes it's tough for traders because sometimes I'll call 3 and 4 and 5 trades a day. And sometimes I call one, like yesterday. People are like, any trades today? And I'm like, no, I've been teaching. And somebody else stepped in and was like, no, she's teaching. What numbers? The numbers that I used for yesterday, I used 68, 25, and 30. I'm not sure what numbers you're asking me for. But you can be more specific with what numbers you're asking me for, Eisterful, and I can tell you what numbers you're talking about. But that was yesterday. Basically a consolidation day, a great day for iron condors, something above 68.60, 68.65, and below 68.20. And we did iron condors. I had some iron condors from early in the day, way back, like before when the market just opened, and I just let them go. But the numbers on the chart. Oh, these numbers. These are strat. If you're, I'm not sure if you're a stratter, but the strat 1, 2, and 3 goes with the strat. Okay, it's a numbering system. I've got a couple of videos on my channel called the strat for sellers. I think I have one and something like that. It's using the strat. There's a candle system that tells you, basically what is price going to be doing. And there's combinations that go with these numbers that can give you indications of what price could possibly do. Like another entry would have been over here. Another entry would be right here. Once this 2 passed, and I think I put a video out on Facebook, or not a post on Facebook. Once this was a failed 2 down. Once it passed this on this next candle, that was another put credit spread entry. If I was to put I want to put some writing on it. There we go. If I wanted to put some writing on it, this would have been a PCS entry going to the upside. That happened in power hour. So once this price on this big green candle passed the top of this 2 candle here, that would have been a put credit spread entry. This was in power hour. So we're at what, 345? But that's a strat related combo that lets you know that that's an entry point. You could have entered that going to the upside. I couldn't do it. That's when I was on the phone with my cousin, getting her account set up. So I didn't see this happening, but I would have been like, oh, yep, there we go. When it popped above that, it's like, let's go. Okay, let's move on. Thanks. I'll check them out. Yep, that's all called the strat. If you look on Twitter and do a search on the strat, you'll see there's a lot of stratters. It is a very visual way to do charting. I got some trainings that I've done inside of our community for the strat, and it's a very easy. I think it's pretty easy because it's very visual, and people are generally very visual. All right, let's go and look at now what's happening today. I talked about what happened yesterday. That's happened today. And I got to keep moving because we're going live. My community is going to do live trading this morning, and we're going on at 9:30. So I'm going to be off here with y'all by then so I can be on there with my people at 9:30. We're going on with E2T University, and the membership is going to be on live trading today at 9:30. Okay, the VIX at 1603 this morning. That's where the VIX is this morning at 1603. I can close that off. Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers. Oh, studios streaming unit for $72 billion. I didn't know Warner Brothers streaming unit still was Warner Brothers was still streaming. The landmark deal unites Hollywood's most iconic studios with the world's largest streamer. I'm surprised they're letting this one happen because it's another one of those, what's it called? When two companies get together and make them too big. S&P 500 eyes fresh record with PCE inflation on deck. Is the labor market healthy? Don't count on finding out soon. Bank of America dovish Fed rate cut puts the Santa rally at risk. Anything else here of interest? Netflix buying Warner Brothers. What usually happens, for those of you who are traders, what usually happens when two companies merge? When one company buys another. Oh, now Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers and HBO. I didn't know HBO was included in there. Now, say. Okay. CBC, NBC. At this point, everything is red in the futures. Not much though. Dow futures down 80. I think that's an 8. Yeah. S&P futures down 7 and NASDAQ futures down 28. That's not much down. Stock futures point slightly higher ahead of key inflation. How did they point higher even though the things are red? Let me refresh. Let's see what data we had. Now, this morning we had some data happened at the PCE data happened. I need to refresh it so I can see the numbers. Okay, let me go back to CNBC while I wait for that to fill in. $208 million was wiped out. Yield Street investors rack up more losses as firm rebrands to Willow Wealth. Is Yield Street like the Tesla and Nvidia, those with the Y at the end? Is that Yield Street? I think so. Is that them? Southwest Airlines cut outlook on government shutdown, demand hit higher fuel costs. I think that is them because I saw a message like the TSLY and NVDY and those AMZY, the one with the Y at the end. Is that yield? Is that the Yield Street people? 83 billion. It's called a monopoly, but it's also called some trade something. I feel like it's called a trade when two companies get, like when AT&T was trying to merge with somebody else on the phone network, and they were saying if you two people get together, they'll basically create too big of a company, and then the competitors, they can kind of corner the market, and people can't get fair prices. It's called, I know the monopoly is it, but it's also called something else. Isn't it, Melissa? I feel like that's another word. PCE price index. I was wanting for a refresh. Refresh me so I can see what the numbers say. Okay. Here we go. European markets are mostly green. FTSE is the only one that's red by just a little bit, down 3. European stocks tick higher as global investors look ahead to the Fed meeting. I think Fed meeting is next week, right? Asia is green except for the Nikkei, which is red, down 536. Asia Pacific markets trade mixed after subdued Wall Street session. Crypto is back to red. Bitcoin is at 90,000, Ethereum 3,099, Solana 135, Dogecoin 14, and XRP 207. Okay, I'll wait to see what comes out here on the economic data. Maybe I can see it on investing.com. Nope, they didn't give us the numbers here. You're saying you're refreshing, but I don't see the numbers. Okay, I did have us for earnings this morning. We only had Money Hero, Victoria's Secret, Vicky's Secrets, and not some kind of partners. Last night, the DocuSign, Rubrik, Sentinel One, Ulta Beauty had earnings yesterday. ChargePoint, Samsara, Hewlett Packard, Enterprise, Cooper Companies, Argonne, and Sportsman's had earnings yesterday. Let me see if I can get to some information. That one's not coming out yet because it's not time. Why can I not get? Oh, that's already gone. Where's the data that was right here? Didn't data come out at 8:30? Why is it not showing me the data? Did nothing come out? I thought there was something that was coming out in the pre-market. Is it not coming till 10? Am I remembering things wrong? That very well could be. Very well could be. Let's go see what Adam had to talk about. I thought there was something that came out this morning at 8:30. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Okay. Let's go look at Adam. Adam says perfect follow through on the long in SPX. We flushed to 68.26 yesterday. This meant fail breakdown incoming. I posted 68.37 reclaim triggers up to 68.53, 58, and 67 plus. We hit 68.67. Spent the night here. Plan today. Little to do, but hold your runner. 68.67 and 68.58 are supports. Put these numbers on your charts. 68.67 to 58 is your support area, right? 68.79, 68.92, and 6,900 are up next. Okay, the market is going to try to push to 68.79, 92, and 6,900. The difference between SPX and ES is 10 points. I believe the nomenclature changes. I want to say this weekend. I got to go look at Adam's newsletter to confirm that. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, that's Yield Max. That's true. Thank you so much. Not Yield Street or whatever. Is 10 points is the difference between those two. But I think that nomenclature changes this weekend. Anybody who reads Adam's newsletter can confirm that for me. The XSP range is from 683 to 690. So if you're trading XSP, those are your outer bounds. You may want to look outside of those bounds if you're placing your trades. I'm not sure why I thought it was 815 was 830 was dated this morning. Okay. Yield Max is the one that does those things. Yes, thank you so much. And Melissa says no data till 10. All right, I talked about copy trading. And I won't go to membership just yet. Let's go look at some charts before we go there. I was looking for that data. Okay, so now I need to go back because I need to talk about what's coming today because I didn't talk about this looking for that data. On Friday, which is today, at 10 o'clock today, we do have core PCE price index is coming at 10 o'clock. So keep this in mind as you're placing your trades. You know that 10 o'clock, there is some data that will come out. Core PCE is coming out at 10 o'clock. Preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations, both at 10 o'clock. Personal income month over month. Personal spending month over month. And at 3 o'clock, we'll get consumer credit month over month. Okay. Those are all coming out today. This is the first full week of December of trading. Hopefully your December is off to a good start. Hopefully you've got some profits that you're clocking in. I would encourage you to keep good track of your P&L so you'll know where things are going well and where things are not. You'll probably find some trends, positive trends, some negative trends. You'll probably see I lose money on certain days at certain times when certain things are going on. You'll probably find that there's some repeat things happening, and you may know that may be something that will guide when you should and should not trade, and you can use that for future reference. All right. When I look at what is the things for today, we do see that the 10 o'clock stuff has some 10 o'clock time frame has some stuff happening. 11 o'clock, we've got Atlanta Fed GDP now. That the speculative positions happen at 3:30. I thought I saw something at 1 o'clock. Oh, that's the oil rig count happens at 1 o'clock. Okay. All righty. Let's go look at our stocks, our ETF SPY this morning. Put us on a 15-minute chart is good. Let me bring in some. I want to turn off VWAP though. Don't need to see VWAP, and I can probably turn off the fair value gaps. Okay. There we go. I didn't want that. There we go. Yesterday, SPY closed at 684.78, and it is very close to that now. It's maybe 20 cents less than that right now. It's opening, or at this point, got 25 minutes. It's going to open at this point near where it closed yesterday. Triple Q closed yesterday at 622.89. It's at 623.10, so about 30 cents higher, 20 cents higher than where it closed yesterday. Same thing happening there. IWM closed yesterday at 251.81, and it's currently at 251.33, so it's down about 50 cents. So it's close to the same place that it closed yesterday too. Okay. All of the things that you're looking for are there on those 3 indices. All righty, let's go on over. The membership, we're still running our small account growth challenge. Our membership decided we wanted to run something like that for the month of December. So it's up and running, right? We do small account growth, just 1 or 2 trades, not too much. Get your money, close it. Get your money, close it. Get your money, close it. Because that's one of the things we want to trade a bunch of trades and try to hold out for every little dollar. But that consistent 30, 40, $50 and close it, that money, adds up pretty quick. That adds up pretty quick. We compound in the money. So a small account growth challenge is running. You can join the membership if you want for a 7-day free pass. If you're interested in joining that. Now, this is what I've said a few times, right? The membership, I've got 2 things going, and these things are happening at the same time, right? We've got the membership going, which is where we are learning. We're learning and earning, because I do call alerts there. So we're learning and earning at the same time, but the learning is happening. I teach in the membership. I'm teaching, I'm coaching, I'm guiding, I'm still calling alerts. So people are earning money while they're doing all of that. That happens in the membership. Copy trading is over here. Copy trading is starting officially next Friday, where you will start earning money. Copy trading is just earning. I'm not teaching in copy trading. All I'm going to do is place some trades, 1 to 2 a day, maybe $50 a day, a little bit more. Setting expectations there, want to be consistent there. That's the place where you're earning. If you're trying to learn, that happens in the membership. If you're just wanting to earn, that happens in copy trading. These 2 things are mutually exclusive. I'm doing them both, but you're not over in copy trading paying $100 a month to someone else and thinking you're going to learn all the stuff I'm teaching in the membership. Okay, they are not the same thing. Are we clear? We're clear. We're clear. So if you want both things, we got to have both things. Okay. Okay. I'm doing both things. And I'm doing both things because the copy trading is nothing more than me trading like I've been trading anyway. I trade every day anyway. I'm just trading this account in Tradier. I was trading in Charles Schwab, trading in Robinhood. All I've done now is add Tradier to that. Right? So I've just added another brokerage to what I was already doing. This is how copy trading is coming about. But if you're trying to learn what's happening, it's not happening in copy trading. The learning is still happening over in the membership. All right. That's where my focus teaching is happening over there. And I hope that the people who are in copy trading are going to get motivated to want to learn. And they're going to want to come over because your money's on the board. If your money's on the board, I'm hoping that you're going to say, well, I'm putting my money in. I kind of want to know what I'm doing and what it's doing. So I want to learn about it. That's what my desire is that the generation of the income will motivate you to want to learn, because I'm an educator. That's what my desire fully is that you will want to learn. But we do have a membership where I do all that good teaching I was just talking about. It is enough, but for the membership, because that's not the same thing. Okay, what were you talking about? So now you got the membership. Is $1,000 enough for the membership? Yes. If you want to start in the membership, $1,000 is enough to start there. If you want to start the copy trading, I would suggest you go a little bit higher in your Tradier account if you want to just start copy trading. But to start with the membership, $1,000 is enough. Yes. Okay, that's where you're learning. And then you're following what we do and you're learning along the way. Okay, you got the two, you got the difference between those two. And if you're not clear on the difference between those two, Eisterful, then definitely you can reach out to me and we can talk more specifically about what's going to be the best fit for you. All right. Absolutely. Okay, let's go on to our trader's declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable and patient trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. Righty. So today we're going to do all the things. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money. And we're going to have a great green day. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. If you're in my membership or you're in E2T University, we're going to be on a Zoom call in about 15 minutes. I'd love to see you there. We're going to do our what are we doing? Live trading. We're doing live trading then. Okay. If you got any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. All right. Like and subscribe. Do all the things that you're supposed to do on YouTube. Find me on all the social media places and follow me. You can send me emails, whichever. I'm in all the places. All right. All righty, everybody. I'm going to see you in the market. And don't forget, I'll see you Sunday evening. We're always live on Sunday evening, talk about the coming week. All right. I will see y'all in the market. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.